say your 14-year marriage has been turned upside down by Ms. Roton's claim that your husband fathered her 5-month-old son, Aiden. You claim that Ms. Roton is a home-wrecking harlot, but there is no way your husband fathered her child. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ms. Roton, you stated in your court papers that Ms. Sowers is, quote, a pathetic old lady who can't hang on to her man.
Yes,
you believe her husband fathered your child, and you intend to prove paternity today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Sowers, what do you mean Ms. Roton is a home-wrecking harlot?
Me and Adam have been married for 14 years. She has tried to destroy my marriage. She's tried to put this baby off on Adam, saying it's his baby. She's tried to file child support papers, which I have right here.
That you asked for.
And you know, the strange thing about it is in Horry County. Isn't that something?
It's Horry County.
Horry County.
If you could read, you'd know it was Horry County.
Jerome, let me see those papers.
It's not my fault you couldn't keep your husband.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Horry County.
So these are child support papers filed with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
That Mr. Sowers asked for.
Ms. Roton, just to be clear, you believe Mr. Sowers, a married man, is the father of your son?
I know he is. I have no doubt in my mind, not one. Or I wouldn't be here.
He's not the father, and I want the results.
You gonna get him.
Don't cry when you see him, honey.
Ms. Roton, can you tell the court how you got into a relationship with a married man?
Him and my mutual friend stayed the night at my house, and he just decided he didn't want to leave.
So take me to the night this whole thing basically transformed from we have a mutual friend to a sexual relationship. How did we get there?
Well, he was just being charming and like trying to be nice and friendly, extra friendly. And,
What do you mean by extra friendly?
Like
Making
just,
the couch
like,
look good.
saying I'm beautiful and just all kinds of sweet stuff, like trying to, you know, get in my head.
So wait, he just says a few nice things to you and then you end up having sex with him?
It was a lot more than that.
That's about it.
At this point, did you know he was married?
No.
Yes.
So your mutual friend just basically comes and says,
He didn't
hey,
tell me that.
He never tells you this guy's married?
No.
Then how often would he come over after that?
Every day.
He was spending the night every day?
Yes, ma'am. Sleeping in my bed.
So, Ms. Sowers, how did you find out about this relationship?
I had a friend up the road that says, your husband is at a girl named Chrissy's house. And I'm like, where is that? And she gave me the location, and his car was there.
So that gives you the right to come in my front door?
Well, I knocked on the door.
You did
They
not?
didn't answer. And I walked in, and the first time I called them, they were on the couch. And I pulled Adam out off the couch and
That's
said,
a
let's
lie.
go. And you ran in the back room.
That's a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
Because Adam stayed with me and you left. You
No,
told him
no,
you
he
were
didn't.
done.
He left with
And
me.
he stayed with me like he always did.
He left.
Oh. So, you just chilling out at your house, living your normal life, and someone says, you know your husband's down the street.
Yes, because he was missing a lot, and I wondered where he was.
With me?
Yeah, and he was at her house.
Oh, so he was missing all night?
Well, he would go, he'd leave at certain times of the night, and I'd wake up and he wasn't there.
He showed up at my house 3 o'clock in the morning.
So,
Yeah,
he
I
would
did-
show up at your house at 3 a.m.?
Oh yeah, all times of night. Just come in and get in bed with me.
So,
You see why? Look at her.
Sounds like
Let's
an
be
ordeal.
respectful.
I'm just saying.
Let's be respectful. So, Mr. Sowers, what are you thinking as you're on the couch with your mistress and your wife barges in?
Oh, he's
What
hot.
are you thinking?
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Wow is right, baby. Wow
Highly,
is right.
highly
Wow
blown
is
away
right,
on that
but you
tip.
ain't-
But,
You were blown away?
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. But me and her were still in a rocky position on relationship, arguing, going back and forth, and
What'd you tell me after that happened, Adam? That y'all were separated, right?
So then, Ms. Roton, at some point you find out you're pregnant.
Yes, ma'am.
Take me to that time. What happened when you found out?
I felt like sick, like, you know, I didn't feel like myself. So I took a test and I told my best friend and he was the second person I told. He was very excited. He wanted it to be a boy, and he was very excited.
Ready to name them and everything.
Yeah, he was, I mean, offers to get me orange juice and
There's
stuff. 'Cause
a
orange juice is
picture.
really the only thing I could drink.
So, Miss Sowers, how did you find out your husband may have gotten his mistress pregnant?
I drove up, tried to find him. There was his car at her house, as usual. And I opened the door, and he's on one side of the bed, she's on the other, but he's dressed. I'm looking at her, she's in a little tank top. I'm like, are you pregnant? She's like, yes, I'm pregnant.
That's
and
not how it
that's
happened.
Adam's child. And I said, is that true,
not
Adam?
how it happened.
I said, is that true, Adam? He says, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. He didn't,
Did you ever use a
he
condom,
didn't
Adam?
deny, and he didn't, you know, either way, because there were other men involved in this
That's a
situation.
lie.
There were other men
That's a lie.
that she had been sleeping with. 7
That's a lie.
total to be.
I've been with 8
7.
people my entire life, baby. Why don't you state some facts?
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Miss Sowers, how did you know she was sleeping with 7 other men?
She doesn't.
Because
She
they
makes-
were all informing me, and everybody had been talking on Facebook.
Yeah, name them. I want to know.
Oh, did you actually see, though? Miss
No.
Sowers, did you actually see her sleeping with
yes,
anybody?
ma'am, I did. One day, I come back to the house, and Adam's car was there. So I walked in again. There was a guy on a couch, another guy on a couch, and that door was closed. Well, when that door was closed, there was something going on in there.
Yeah, it was
so
you and your husband.
I opened the door, and there was a guy on top of her, and I shut the door,
was
and
your
I caught. No, it wasn't my husband.
Yes, it
it
was
was
your
somebody. No, it wasn't.
You've
Wait,
never
you
I walked
opened her
out.
bedroom door?
Yes, I
ma'am.
did, because I seen my husband's
What
car
in the
there.
world?
She comes
Well,
to
the
my
door
house,
was
first
always
of all,
open.
unannounced.
I mean,
Second
she
of all,
had
comes to my
people coming
bedroom.
in and out like a revolving door.
No, that's a lie.
Miss Roton, you don't believe in locking no doors?
No, I'm in my own house.
This
I
is
mean,
almost unbelievable.
I'm in my own
though.
house. Why should I have to lock my door if I'm in my own house?
I
Not
mean,
some
look,
crazy lady coming to my house.
look, I do not approve of the behavior, but I'm just saying, if you sleeping with somebody's husband, you got to at least lock the door.
They were separated. That's as far as I knew.
Especially when his wife has already decided she
Can come right
gonna
on
walk
in.
on in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my husband. I'm gonna claim him. He's
Apparently
gonna
y'all were
come on with
separated at
me.
the time. That's what your husband was telling me.
It don't matter. It is.
All right, so you find out now this young woman is pregnant, and your husband says it might be mine.
Yeah.
Now you say you find out somehow that there are other possibilities, that she's
That's a
been with
lie.
like 7 men.
That's a lie.
Everybody was talking.
Who's everybody?
Well, I have a
I mean, is it family members, friends? Is it people in the town, neighbors?
Well, I had a neighbor, and she claimed that her son was a father, could be a possibility of Chrissy's son also.
That's a lie.
And they had crocheted a little blanket, and it had AMR on it.
Aiden's initials
Aiden Michael Roton, yes.
for the baby.
For the baby.
My
Yeah.
son's named after his dad, by the way.
Who was with you when you gave birth to Aiden?
Adam was there, my mother was there, my sister was there, and my best friend was there. He was in the room with me, right next to me.
Well, where are the
Wait a
pictures
minute,
at?
hold
Yeah.
on. So, Miss Roton, you're saying your married lover was in
He's
the
not my lover.
hospital room with you when you delivered your baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you there, Mr. Sowers?
I was there at the end, yes, Your Honor.
So he was there. We don't need no picture, Miss Sowers, when your husband says he was there.
Yeah, he was holding my leg.
Can I
I
tell
went
you
there-
how
I
it
went-
happened? I'll tell you how it went.
Were you
down.
there, Sonia?
You called me about 2:30 and said, I'm going into labor. I had told the nurse, I said, we are here. Chrissy said, I don't want her in the room.
You're not welcome in my room.
But you called
You're
me
not
and
the-
told me to
you're not
come
the
to the
father of my
hospital
son.
and
No,
bring
I
you.
didn't.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I did not.
Your husband's mistress calls you to tell you that his baby with her is on the way.
Yes, because he was at work.
I don't remember calling you.
Well, you did.
It
You
might have been
called
your
me.
husband.
This is incredible.
It is.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's
And I
ridiculous.
mean, it really, it's like a mother and a daughter arguing because that's pretty much the age difference. How
Yeah,
old are
she's
you, Miss
50.
Sowers?
47.
And how old are you, Miss Roton?
22.
And I am just, I mean, to watch you have to argue with a girl over your husband.
Yes.
Maybe you should get your husband on lock, baby.
I mean, this young woman could be your daughter.
Yeah.
She's young enough.
Yeah.
And then you, Miss Roton, to be in this predicament with a married man.
Yeah, I was unaware until I was probably
Yeah, right.
No.
a couple months
Known me
pregnant.
for years.
You never one time used a condom. Never once.
Well, you should have been on the pill.
Don't
you
you know what I
said you
should have
would.
been on?
You said you.
You don't have to
should
worry
been
You
about
should
it.
have kept your husband
I
on
can't
lock,
have
baby.
no kids. I can't have no kids. You don't have to worry about it. That's what I was told specifically.
No,
Miss
it's not.
Sowers,
Never told you that.
Promise
are
to
you
God,
like trying to
strike me
tell
dead.
this young girl that she should have been on the pill and your husband is out
said
sleeping
she
with her?
was. She said
She
she
said
was.
she was on the pill.
It's all
lied.
It's all been a lie.
Oh, so you're saying, Mr. Sowers, Ms. Roton said to you, don't worry, I'm on the pill.
Never
Yes,
one
Your
time
Honor.
said that.
Strike me down. Honest to
I put it
God's
on my
truth.
son's life. I've never said that.
That's what I was told. You don't have to worry about it.
How this just went on for this long, and it seems like everybody was informed. But it just kept happening. Are you all working on your marriage now, Ms.
We
Sowers?
are doing awesome. We're doing
Thank
better
you.
than
Thank
ever.
God.
You are.
Thank
So,
God.
Actually doing really good.
and so now you're back together, trying to get on the right track, stay on the right track, and you're just interested in seeing, is your husband or are you the father of Miss Roton's child?
The town did a poll, and I believe we have some pictures.
The
that we can-
town did a poll.
No,
Yes.
no. Adam's friend did a poll.
I think we have.
Mutual
I
friend
think
that
we can
introduced
put the
us,
poll
right?
up. I think we can put the poll up, and we'll see who the father is.
Now this is unbelievable.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, that
And
doesn't
guess
even make
what?
sense to me.
The town did a poll.
Yeah.
Where did you see this poll?
Oh, it's all over. It's all over Facebook. The whole. Everybody knows about
It's
everything.
a social media poll.
Yes. And you see, Adam was 12%.
I told him I didn't care. I mean, I know who the father of my son is, so I don't care.
That's
And who is this other guy?
That's the guy I caught her with the day I
Here's
went
another
to her
friend
house.
of mine. That February when
Yeah,
I
he was
moved to my
definitely not
friend's
there.
house from her house, he'd come by and I said, well, hey, man, where you been all night? Well, I just left Chrissy's house. And I was like, wow.
So this other person, this mystery man, told you that he had been and spent the night at Miss Roton's house.
Ironically, around February, beginning of February 7th, 8th, around
But
that
why
area.
are you sleeping with a woman that all your friends are sleeping with too?
Yeah,
I
that's
need
what
my
wanna
head
know.
checked.
That
I
doesn't
mean,
make
you're
sense.
basically suggesting you're having a sexual relationship with a woman who's also sleeping with your friend.
Yep.
Which I wasn't. Yeah, he
And
knows
I'm not
that.
gonna lie, this is absolutely ridiculous, but I'm mad for Aiden because no baby deserves to have
Thank
Nope.
you.
their face,
Thank you.
their newborn face, up on some social media poll.
Thank you. They think
That-
it's hilarious.
No,
Don't
that's
worry.
ignorant.
No, I
It's
don't.
very stupid. It's
I don't
very
think it's
ignorant and
hilarious,
childish.
But I know what I know.
All right,
Time.
what a mess. You know what? I don't think I
They're
even
my
want to hear anymore.
baby.
Jerome, you know what? I'm looking at this beautiful little boy. All I can say is let's get the results for Aiden.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Sowers versus Roton, when it comes to 5-month-old Aiden Roton, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Sowers, you are the father.
Thank you. Have a nice life. What? Nobody's sleeping around, baby. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That is your little boy.
It sure is.
And the
Good.
poll was incorrect.
Adam will.
Yep.
Not a doubt in my mind, Adam.
Mr. Sowers, I'm happy to hear that you say you're back on track in your marriage, but you got to get it together. Because as you can see, these affairs and this cheating, it's wrong anyway, but it also can produce little people. As disappointing as this situation is, I am happy Aiden will at least know who his biological father is
with him, hopefully.
and be able to have a relationship. And I'm happy, Ms. Sowers, that you're willing to accept him. And I hope now that you all can figure out how you will co-parent in a productive way, where every time Mr. Sowers goes to pick up Aiden, he's not laying down with Ms. Roton.
Oh, he won't be ever again.
And Ms. Roton, I was just about to say that.
Ever again.
I want to be clear. You're a young woman, but you're gonna have to put a stop to it. Ms. Fndoyan, you are here to prove to your on-again, off-again boyfriend of 12 years that your 3-month-old son, Ezekiel, is his biological child. You say the paternity denial is destroying your relationship, and you need today's results to repair the breakdown in your family. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Rolon, you say Ms. Fndoyan was in a sexual relationship with another man weeks before you learned of her pregnancy, and you and your mother's best friend are here to prove her son Ezekiel is not your biological child. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Fndoyan, you say your family is broken. Explain.
He keeps denying my son, constantly denying him. His family is always putting a bug in his ear. That's not your child. He don't
Honor,
look like
that is
him.
not my child at all.
You're gonna see. I know who I slept with, and I know my babe.
How? If you was with me, you was with somebody else at the same time. Like,
I know who I lay in bed
about?
with, and I know the days I. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Ms. Fndoyan,
Here we go.
we're gonna have to use court-appropriate language.
My
all right?
apologies, Your Honor.
Yes, court-appropriate language. All right, well, we're all awake
man,
now.
this-
So, Ms. Fndoyan, tell the court the nature of your relationship with Mr. Rolon.
Well, we go through a lot. We had our first child. Everything was good. It was perfect, you know? Things started getting rocky. I came home from work one day, and this man says he's going to the store.
Ridiculous.
Going to the store. You know, you wouldn't think nothing of it. Your man going to the store. He goes to the store. That man go missing. 2 days. Where you at? I go to his family house, and what do I see? Opens the door with a chain of hickeys all over his neck.
Mr. Rolon, why did you have hickeys all on your neck?
Because we weren't together. I
No,
was able to
that's bull.
do whatever
That's
I
bull.
feel like, Your Honor.
No, we were together.
We were not together at
We were
all.
together.
At all. In her eyes,
were
yes,
together.
she thought it. Man, we were not together.
We were
Not
together.
in mine.
So did you say you were going to the store and never came back?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I sure did. I had 2 girls. I didn't need her at the time. I had 2. I was dating 2 girls at once. Come
But that's
on.
why you kept running
That's the best
back,
of both
right?
lives right there.
That's why you kept running back, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we obviously see that Mr. Rolon has moved on. He's got another woman. You're in this relationship. What happens next? What happens? At some point you find out you're pregnant or
I
you
waited.
get back together? What?
I waited. I patiently waited for him to come back. I waited a month and a half. He ain't come back. I said, you know what? I'ma do me.
How? If
He
you went to Albany and picked up a whole new guy.
Sure did. After a whole month and a half, you wanna
Yeah,
be
okay. You was
walking
already
around
dating
with
somebody
two,
else. What
Two
are you talking
females
about
around
here?
your arms, making me look stupid in the streets.
And?
Are you are out of your mind.
And?
You were out of your mind.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I damn sure did. I went to Albany and I picked up a friend that became more than a friend. That actually did something you couldn't do.
So you admit you start having sex with this new guy?
Yes.
All right, so then what happens?
So we start sleeping around, and he kept calling, crying. Don't go there.
We met in junior high school. She was like a tail to me. I would have a girlfriend, she would just be right behind me, still wanted to mess with me, still want to do everything with me.
Okay, but what I don't
All
understand...
these years, she's just been a tail.
But okay, but listen, whatever you say, the bottom line is you had moved on, she had moved on. So how in the world do we get to this position where we're here in paternity court? Obviously, you all got back together for something.
He kept coming back, Your Honor. He kept coming back like a tail.
No. You
He
kept calling
coming
me.
back,
She's crazy.
And I just kept taking him in.
She's
You know,
crazy.
we already have one kid together. Why not? So I'm gonna sleep with you. Me and
She
this
was
boy,
sleeping at the same time with someone
all right,
else.
First of all, yes, I went back and forth. Yes, I did.
Yeah, so how are you gonna try to pin this child on me?
Because
Personal, like,
I know
come on,
what
that
days
is not
I
my
slept
child.
with you.
That is
and
not
I
my
know
child,
what days I
Tanya.
slept with him.
Come on, go somewhere with that.
This child
Go see
looks
him,
like
tell
you.
him
The
that.
child does not look like the other man.
But we weren't together though.
We
Your
were
Honor,
together.
We were not
We
together.
were
And
together.
I was using condoms with her. So I don't understand how is that even possible that it's
So you don't believe the condoms break?
not that time.
Okay.
So how often were you all being intimate at that time?
Nah. Here and there.
Here and there?
Here and there. Nothing serious.
You mean how many times she was intimate with the other guy?
I mean, how many times? He says they were broken up, but then they say they're still intimate. I'm just trying to figure out what is
We were
going on.
broken up. I'm sorry, Your Honor. We were broken up, but we was back and forth.
Okay. Miss Matos, what do you know about this? Can you tell the court, what do you know?
When I first met Tanya, there was like a couple of guys lined up in front of her door, kicking her door, wanting to get with her and that. And, you know, to put it like this, Tanya has more traffic than the Statue of Liberty in her home.
Right there. This is my proof right here.
I'm totally confused about all this because, you know, she told me she was pregnant in April. And then, like 2 or 3 weeks later, she loses it. And in May, she's pregnant again. I'm like, but how could that be? It's impossible that you have a baby, you're pregnant 1 month, and then the following, you lose it that month, and the following month, you're pregnant again. So this is what kind of throws me off about this.
So you believe the whole story sounds a little off. It doesn't add up.
I actually think it's the other guy's baby, and she tried to say she loses it, then come out pregnant again to make it seem like it's Danny's baby.
Oh, to shift the window of conception and the timeline. So are you doing some timeline manipulation, Ms. Fndoyan?
That's exactly what
Yeah,
it is,
okay,
Your Honor.
I
That's
wish.
exactly
I'm
what it
sorry.
is. Because the other guy's not around, so she needs somebody to be there for this child that's not mine.
And he would be a perfect father, better than you.
Yeah, okay.
So, Ms. Fndoyan, take me
You're
to
bugging
the
out.
pregnancy. Take me to the point you realize you're pregnant.
I actually ran to my best friend's house.
Okay, look.
And I ran in there and I'm like, girl, the first thing that came out, I was like, girl, listen, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
She's like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm serious, look. She's like, girl, whose is it? I'm like, honestly, I don't know.
Okay, then you see, look, right there.
At the
Proves it
time,
right
I didn't
there.
know.
That
At the
just
time, I
proves it.
didn't know.
All right, well, wait, let her tell it. If she gonna tell the truth, then let her
time,
tell
She's
it.
not telling no truth.
So she said at the time she didn't know. All right.
I went to the doctor's office later on that week, and you know, they gave me my conception date, they gave me my due date, and it falls onto the days that we were messing around.
How? If you saying you were still messing with him on the 7th, but then you messing with me on the 8th, and you found out you're
Yes.
pregnant. So how?
All
is
right.
it- How is this?
He left on the
So,
7th.
Ms.
Yeah.
I
Fndoyan.
gave him some.
Okay, then. So there you go. There you go. End it.
So, Ms. Fndoyan, you submitted a calendar to the court which outlines the window of time you were having sex with Mr. Rolon again. You say you started to have sex with him again on May 8th. If we go to the next page, you also indicated you were having sex with the other man where it's outlined in red, May 1st through May 7th.
Come on, Your Honor.
If we
So
go
right
to the
there,
window
show it right
of
there on the
conception, Ezekiel's birth date is
January 30th,
January 30th of what year?
2019.
2019. We press calculate. The window of conception would be May 5th to May 13th.
See? Exactly.
Let's go back to the calendar.
Come on.
If we look at May
Right
5th
there. Come on.
through May 13th,
Come on, Your Honor. That is not my child. You can tell it.
it overlaps. You split right through the middle.
That's why I think she never lost it the first
She
time.
never lost it.
Listen,
She
for
never
a woman who
lost it.
claimed that she
Never
ain't got a
lost
job,
it.
Never lost
you
it.
stay in
never
my
lost
business.
it.
The baby resembles him all the
Oh,
way.
Tanya,
The baby,
Come on, come on. Be
Be
honest
real,
with us.
Tanya.
Come on.
now.
Be honest
The
with yourself.
baby
Be honest with
resembles
yourself.
you.
It proves it right there.
All right. So you telling me he don't look like you?
Nope, not at all.
And if I'm wrong, I I apologize.
Okay.
It is what it is. I want to know the truth.
You're gonna be apologizing real soon.
All right.
I guarantee it.
Kind of got a little resemblance of both. I mean, so it
Come
could
on.
be
So what
Come
you
on,
telling me?
come
like
on.
a little resemblance of the other.
Wait a minute. You know who the other guy is?
Yeah, I seen. She have them both in the
Your
house
Honor,
at the
she
same
was in my
time.
house every day in that boy's face.
She would
Come on.
put.
Every day
You got the same
in my
ears
house.
as the other guy.
Collecting
This
information.
woman
Come on.
This
Your Honor,
woman
she was in
go
my house every day. She did not let me
Come on.
breathe.
Your
Everything.
Honor,
She was
this woman
reporting
go
to
to
his
sleep and she'll
mother.
go upstairs and entertain the other one.
Yes.
In the
I took
same
her in the
house.
hallway. Her door will be open and she'll be
Yes.
looking
In
at
the
me.
same
house.
house. You wait for me to go to sleep to have them over. Or whoever else
No,
over.
they both be awake. And then one go to sleep, he'll go to sleep, and she'll be upstairs playing with the other one.
What? In the
We
same
wasn't together,
house?
so why
And
did
they
it
both
matter?
sleep in the same house. All three sleep in the same house.
We wasn't together. He was sleeping. All right, Your Honor,
They
I'm
were
sorry.
separate.
Come on,
upstairs
come on.
and downstairs.
And she
Listen,
will go
we
upstairs.
wasn't together.
And she will go upstairs while I'm downstairs in the same house and
We
still messing
wasn't
with him.
together. We wasn't together.
Excuse my language.
You weren't together, but you
No.
were living together?
Yeah.
He's a bum. He has no place to go.
But
It's
you
all
need me
about
though. But
it.
you want me to be the father though, right? Get out of here. You
I know.
want me to
Let's
be
get
the
it
father.
straight. I would very
You
much
want me to be the
appreciate
father.
the fact that you respect me.
Blah, blah,
At one time,
blah.
I had to man him up, Your Honor, and tell him, you better man up. You're not leaving this house and let the next man lay in your bed.
Let
Are
me
you
tell you
kidding
something.
me?
No, let me tell you something, Your Honor.
Yep, totally. She totally did.
Yeah,
Your Honor.
make a man up.
I'm
like,
giving birth, and this man is on the phone with his mother. Come on, let's be for real.
about- oh my
The baby came out. It wasn't even 60 seconds. They plopped the baby on my chest. This is him. The baby kind of looks like
No,
our
I told
other
her
daughter.
specifically it looks nothing like me.
So she says he said the baby kind of
His
looks like.
mother gonna ask him what the baby looked like.
You can hear her?
Yes, screaming through the phone.
And my mother even told me
literally
not
see-
to sign a birth certificate because it didn't look
Yes,
like me.
no.
Yes,
He
Your
was
Honor.
about
Yes,
to.
She
Your Honor.
also submitted a statement to the court. Her statement reads, Tanya is obsessed with my son and she is only telling him this is his son to keep him around. I am sure she is telling 10 different men they are the father too because that's the type of girl she is. I know Tanya gets around and that is not news to anybody. When the tests come back that my son is not the father, I hope he moves on.
That lady need to mind her business, Your Honor. That lady been in our life since we were kids. She never liked me. She never liked me at all. She wanted him to be with whoever she sets him up with. She never liked me for nothing.
Only people like
she
you,
only,
only people that's messing with you.
yeah, like you, right?
I ain't messing
know,
with you
like
no
you.
more.
Yeah.
I don't mess with you anymore.
You'll be back. You'll be back. You always come back.
She
You're
even
a
got
dog.
pictures of
I
her.
go like this.
She got pictures of
And
her.
you come.
She even got pictures of her on social media laying next to another guy and having the baby in the middle of it. Right between them. And she
So,
got the same
wait a
bed,
minute.
He got no shirt on. There you go. Right there. And she's right on the other side.
And you believe this guy is the father?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
If you was more around and you was to take care of your child, there wouldn't be no other man. But you wouldn't run
I'm
around.
good.
So you think you're gonna do your?
But
my-
Miss
and I-
Fndoyan,
Not my
Miss
child.
Fndoyan,
Why
I
should
do
I
have
be
to
around?
ask you, is this the other man?
Yes.
Oh. So this is the other potential father.
Yes, this is the man that I have went and picked up, like he says.
Does he believe he's Ezekiel's biological father?
He tells me no. He says that my son is a split image of him. They both spoke on it. They both sat in the same house on the same couch and spoke on it. They both sat there, lollygagging.
Okay.
Listen, let me tell you something. You don't relax yourself.
All right.
Relax
Blah,
yourself.
blah, blah.
You're so full of it. You're full of it.
Come on, all you doing is this.
All right.
That's it. That's it.
But I mean,
So then
when you
we
look,
go home, I'm gonna do this.
but when you look at the picture, I mean, it looks like a little baby looking at his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yes, that's what it looks like. So, and this man says that he knows he could be the father, but he doesn't think he is.
Correct, Your Honor.
But in your mind, you truly believe Mr. Rolon is.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Just based on the way the baby looks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
My son, Your Honor, resembles a lot of my daughter. A lot. He resembles.
Well, they do have the same mother. But you're saying because you believe they have the same father, too.
Come on.
Yes.
Niggas sound crazy right now.
Only one sounding crazy is you.
Okay.
Keep denying my child.
It's not my child. Like, how many times do I gotta keep saying it?
Whatever. Whatever.
Well, we're gonna find out soon enough.
Hold on.
That's it.
So we're gonna find out right now.
Thank you.
Because I have the results.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Fndoyan versus Rolon, when it comes to 3-month-old Ezekiel Fndoyan, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Rolon, you are the father.
You dummy. How you feeling now? How you feeling now? And you can tell your mother the same. What you gonna do now?
Step up to the plate. That's all
There
I
you
Then
can
go
do.
my son again, I dare you.
Nothing more I can do now.
You and your son have petitioned the court for a DNA test because you are certain he did not father the defendant's 3-month-old son, Maverick, and there are 2 other possible fathers. You say your son made a young and dumb mistake by signing the birth certificate, and you need today's paternity results to get his name off of it. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, you admit to cheating with another man, but claim to be certain that Mr. Bosley is Maverick's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Bosley, explain why you opened the case.
Well, I opened the case because I feel like my son made a terrible decision by signing a birth certificate. You know, basically, I just feel like, you know, we need to know. We need to know because I don't want my son to have to go through life wondering if this is his child or not.
So you feel like you got to save your son from a mistake he made.
I do.
Mr. Bosley, you signed a birth certificate,
Yes,
even though you had doubts?
I did sign the birth certificate. Not saying it wasn't the right thing. It was stupid because I didn't know her.
So, Ms. Jackson, Mr. Bosley says he made a mistake.
Well, my testimony is, in the beginning, we were working together, and he was starting off like, "Oh, I love you. Do you believe in love at first sight?" And then the next day we was talking, and then we had sex, and then he was talking about, you know, the kids and all of that. And then I asked for a break because we were moving too fast. I already said that we was moving too fast at the beginning.
So, you meet and you almost immediately start a sexual relationship
Correct, Your Honor.
and start talking about having babies?
Correct. At first, I didn't believe it because I heard it once before. So when
Yeah, because
hear
you
things-
know that's what men will say
Yes.
just to get you to lay
Yes, Your
down
Honor.
with them.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
They make it sound like they want to have a family,
Yes, Your Honor.
but they saying it to everybody. So you do sleep with him.
Yes. And then, you know, I think I had my own place at that time, and I moved him in. Then that's when the cheating, I made my mistake. I'm sorry, I made my mistake in the beginning of that 2 weeks of me not knowing if this is real or not.
So, Mr. Bosley,
So, Your Honor.
Well, Your Honor, the situation was how she told me we was at the house chilling, relaxing, and she basically came from out of nowhere. A dude, one of her ex-boyfriends, popped up at the house. Yeah, popped up at the house.
popped up.
Yeah,
No,
Wait,
Your
what
Honor.
happened?
he popped up at the house, and she went to go talk to him for a little minute or what so. But the whole time I'm looking out the window trying to make sure, you know, ain't nothing going on. But at the time I was fine with that because we wasn't really together. We was just talking. We didn't never fully get together until...
So you sitting, but you wasn't fine with it because you were looking out the window while she was talking.
Because I just wanted to make sure, you know.
Exactly, because you weren't fine with it. You have admitted, Ms. Jackson, I made a mistake. You used the word cheating, and then you cleaned it up and said a mistake. What happened? You tell me, because I can't get it out of Mr. Bosley.
I had gave oral sex to this person.
And I don't.
And
what
and
man,
he
Your Honor,
says,
what man will believe that she only gave you oral sex?
This is exactly why y'all don't have no business, young, running around here, using sex like it's like an extracurricular activity.
And Your Honor, just to interject if you don't mind, if you don't mind, I wasn't there during the whole sex and cheating thing. I found out she was pregnant at maybe about 4 months, maybe. And I told my son immediately, that's not your baby. Like, you've been with her not even long enough.
So, Ms. Jackson, when you found out you were pregnant, you told Mr. Bosley?
yes, Your Honor. And then he was like, oh, wow, you are. You know, he was excited about the situation.
Your Honor.
And then,
Your Honor, it was-
And y'all had known each other all of 2 months then, and y'all was excited?
it
was a guy-
wasn't 2 months, it was a month.
It was a month.
Yep.
No, I wasn't excited. The 2 guys she cheated on me with, those was the guys that we worked together with.
Oh, so all of you all co-workers?
Yes, we all was co-workers.
Your Honor, I only cheated on him once.
I didn't.
And that's with the person that was at work. But I did have sex with one other person that was there at the job. And that was the person that came to the house. The other person that I didn't have oral sex or
This
sex.
is a mess. This is a mess.
Yeah.
How many people you gonna sleep with at the same job? When are you working?
That's why I'm here. This baby
Right.
is what matters. And clearly, this situation here, nobody knows anything. All they know is that they were just sleeping.
It just adds up that she has slept with 3 men on her job. There should be no young woman out here sleeping with 3 men at her job. And that's why I'm like, what's going on here?
I feel like, Your Honor, it goes a bit deeper than that because you
it's
just
deep.
don't
No,
have
it's
women
deeper.
out here sleeping with men on their jobs. Like, something is a bit deeper than
Oh,
that. I don't
no.
know what it is.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
It does
On both
go
ends.
deeper. It does go deeper than that. This is about 2 kids, young people. You all out here spinning, and you're engaging in activities that create people, and it did. Maverick is 3 months old, beautiful, innocent child. And I'm trying to get the circumstances as to what was going on when he was conceived, and you can't even tell the story.
My last menstrual cycle was March 14th. And when I did have oral sex with that person, I was on my menstrual cycle at that time.
This is not about just the oral sex. You need to understand this, Ms. Jackson. This is about the fact that your child's paternity is in question. If you have slept with 2 coworkers, given oral sex to one, while you supposedly getting to know Mr. Bosley, no, it's not so far-fetched that people would also assume that you may have slept with that person or maybe even another person. At this point, you giving yourself away for free. And that's another thing that I haven't gotten to yet. Because there is no reason a beautiful young girl like yourself should be running around here laying around with this many men. It's unacceptable. And like I said, I'm not saying this to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Miss Jackson. I'm not saying this to you because I'm angry at you. I'm saying it to you because I don't know if you have anybody in your life to sit you down and say, you don't do that. You don't do that. Did you grow up with your dad in your life?
No. He denied me too. And it hurts. It hurts.
I understand.
I don't want my son to grow up like that without his dad in the picture because I know how it feels and I have my daddy issues. And growing up is hard.
I understand what you're saying. The way you feel about that, your actions are a reflection of the fact that you don't feel worthy. But that's not the way we go about it, baby. Because now you see what has transpired has led you to repeat the cycle. And that's what we're gonna break today. Somehow, some way. So, Mom, I wanna ask you, you say you know who Maverick's biological father is.
Well, Your Honor, I was actually how the situation went about. I was in her phone one day, and I scrolled down. I was on Snapchat basically, and I had seen the dude, and I said he looked just like my son. I'm like, what? Like,
Your Honor, he sent me that picture, and immediately, just in all honesty, I was like, that's not your son. Immediately, because this made me think twice.
And Mom, once you got that picture, you believe this other man is the father.
For sure.
Well, you submitted the messages you saw.
see, look.
And this is between Ms. Jackson and the man you believe is the father. It says, I need some blank. That's what Ms. Jackson says. He responds, blank, you can come this way, babe. And then Ms. Jackson responds, blank, hell yeah.
So, Your Honor, he resembles this man.
And
in my
so
eyes.
you think this other man is Maverick's biological
Could possibly
father?
be.
Possibly.
Well, this other man is here, and I want to hear from him. Jerome, will you please escort the other gentleman into the courtroom?
Wow.
You're gonna go right up here. Stay to the left.
Let's see.
Right up here.
Mr. Green, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you, what's your relationship with Ms. Jackson?
We met through a friend, and then we started talking through social media.
All right, so was Ms. Jackson interested in a sexual relationship with you?
Yes, Your Honor, she was trying to have sex.
So do you believe you are Maverick's biological father?
No, I don't. I just came here to prove that I'm not.
So each of the young men have submitted their baby photos, and when you align them with Maverick's, there's Mr. Bosley as a baby, there's Maverick in the middle, and then Mr. Green as a baby.
I just want to know. That's all I'm really. It's a kid on the line, and no disrespect to you. That's why I called you up that day. You know.
It's not a kid,
I
it's a child.
just want to know.
And at this point, what are you hoping for, Mr. Bosley? Do you hope Maverick is your son?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
If he mines, then we can move on. But if he's not mine, I'm gone. It's just simple.
What are your hopes, Miss Jackson? What are you hoping for? I know you want to break the cycle for your beautiful son.
I want him to step up. Walking in the house and going back out, that's not enough time. Because it feels like that's what happened to me.
Your Honor, if I can just interject. My son, I love him. However, he's wrong in this too. Because you can't just keep running around making babies and not doing what you're supposed to be doing for them, period. I told Pearl when I saw that picture, I felt like, okay, this is not my son's baby. So we've had a conversation. Even if it's not his baby, I'm still gonna extend the olive branch to her.
Well, the olive branch has been extended and accepted because your son signed the birth certificate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I even asked him, did he want to sign the birth certificate?
She didn't ask me.
Yes,
that.
I did.
Why did you sign it?
Same way he was sitting out
caught
there
up in
looking
my-
out the window while she was sitting in the car with another man. And the same reason why she came back in and said she had had oral sex with another guy
I
and he
signed it
still
because I
moved
felt
in.
like he was
and the
mine.
same reason why
That's
he
it.
looked at them messages and is still in here. It's the same reason why. Jerome, I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Bosley versus Jackson, pertaining to whether Mr. Bosley or Mr. Green is the father of 3-month-old Maverick Bosley, it has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Bosley. That is your son.
Okay.
Your biological son.
Well, it's off my chest. That's all I came here for. That's all I wanted. I wanted them to be mine, so that's all we got, what we came here for.
I'm happy. I'm happy for Maverick. But the way you have approached your sexual relationships thus far makes me want to caution you that if you continue to use sex as just an activity, that you will end up here again. And if he tells you a half a line or tells you you look cute today, you gonna be back up there with him, and you know I'm telling you the truth. That's why I see that tear. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And every woman has that moment. The next thing you know, you in the bed, halfway down to making another baby with him. And I think you know what I'm saying. I can see it in your eyes. You get it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I just can't stand to see a beautiful young woman just give herself away